Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for this presentation on a proposed rezoning in Matthews. I'm Maggie Watts with Urban Design Partners and also have Brian Smith with Urban Design Partners. We have the petitioner, Paul Sagadan, joining us tonight, and we're also going to be taking notes with our group with Anna Flurnoy. So thank you again for joining us. And as I'd mentioned, this is a proposed rezoning in Matthews. That rezoning number is 2021-737 if you need to reference it for any reason. The address here is 2700 Mount Harmony Church Road. And we have a quick presentation for you all this evening, and then are just going to be opening it up for your questions or comments. And again, we will be recording those questions and comments in that conversation and be generating a report from that. This just directs you to the chat feature, and we do that oftentimes when we have a large group. Since we do have a smaller group this evening, we will probably just will work for us to unmute ourselves and ask your questions or give us your comments that way. Just want to make sure and keep that as organized as possible so that we can make sure and note everything. All right, as mentioned, 2700 Mount Harmony Church Road. I'm sure all of you are familiar with where this is since you were within the mailer radius, but it's sandwiched between Mount Harmony Church Road and 485. This zoning map gives you an idea of some of the surrounding zonings, as well as we've demonstrated the immediately adjacent density and then another single family residential development density a couple parcels away to give you an idea where we're falling within that realm with the proposed. This is our current rezoning site plan. This is the one that we have submitted to the town of Matthews right now. We just received comments from them, so we will be addressing some of those. The site plan will be changing some, and that will be made available on their website. I believe they keep the current site plans up to date with the petitions. So what we are proposing is 17 lots, an R9 conditional district, which essentially means that all of these development standards or their final version, as well as the site plan, will carry with this property. So whether the petitioner is the one who develops this property or it is sold, this general layout and these development standards will carry with the property, and it will have to be developed to those unless it were to be rezoned again. One other thing to note on this plan are the extension of the Lake Harmony Drive. So that will be essentially forming a U now back out to Mount Harmony Church Road. We do have a minimum of 15% tree save that we are capturing. And we've tried to do that strategically to give the neighborhood to the north a bit of a buffer between the backyards and then also the proposed homes from 485. It's probably worth noting that tree save area is going to change a little based on some comments we received from the town, and it's really just going to be an effort to capture more of the larger existing trees. So that will be reflected in the revised version of the site plan. This is our vegetation survey that went in with our submission, and I think we all know there's more trees than that out there, but this captured 6-inch trees and greater. So some of those smaller pines and maybe oaks that are out there just aren't showing up in this survey, but the larger trees are. And the rendering, the light patches you see in the middle of the lots, those are the potential building envelope. So all that really earmarks is the side yards, the front setback, and the rear yard. That would be the maximum extent a home could be built. Many of these homes will be smaller, of course, than this building envelope, but that is where the general location of the homes would be on the various lots. And these elevations were provided by the petitioner with the rezoning petition, and then also here as what the look and style of these homes is going to be. And if there's any questions about that, he should be able to answer those for you. So that brings us to our zoning timeline. We're having our community meeting this evening. The petition resubmittal will be on Wednesday of this week. So that is when that revised plan will go in that has some of the changes I had mentioned. The public hearing is scheduled for October 11th, the planning board October 26th, and the decision for the 8th. If there's any disruption in that timeline, those dates will just move to the later date that I have noted here. And that is all we have for you guys in the way of presentation. As I mentioned, since we do have a smaller group, if you'd like to unmute yourself for your questions or comments, please go right ahead and we'll be taking note of those. Thank you.